One of the biggest questions that I get asked when people are moving here, especially people with kids, is where are the top schools? Well, if that's what you're interested in, then you're in the right spot, because in this video, I'm gonna be going over the top public, charter, and private schools here in Midland, Texas. All right, so let's start out with public schools. All right, so public schools are governed by MISD here in Midland, which is the Midland Independent School District. Here in Midland, we only have one school district. I know if you're from bigger areas, there might be multiple school districts that you're looking at, and then you're trying to find the best school district in order to put your kids in school there. But here we only have one school district, and that is Midland Independent School District. And the two schools here that I found have an A rating are going to be, number one is going to be Emerson Elementary. They were given a 91 out of 100 score, and here at the school there are 435 students enrolled at the school, and their students per teacher ratio is basically 1 to 13, and they have 33 full-time teachers at the school. And then the second elementary school that's got an A rating is going to be Santa Rita Elementary School. So they actually have a few more students at Santa Rita at 557 students and a student teacher ratio of about 17. And they've got 33 full-time teachers. And so those are two of the top elementary schools that you can send your kids to. Now, the way that the schools are broken up here is according to whatever zone that your home is located in. So it will be off of your home address. Wherever your home address is, that is going to determine the school that you're going to go to. And so you can go to the Midland ISD website and check all the boundaries and all that. Sometimes they move them around, so it is a good idea to check the boundaries to see where your child will actually be going to school at. Okay, now let's move on to junior high school. So there are 4 junior high schools in Midland, public junior high schools. They are Abell, SJ, which is San Jacinto, Goddard, and Alamo Junior High School. Now, the top rated out of those 4 is going to be Abell Junior High School. Now, they have a 78 out of 100 rating, so they're rated at a C rating. Now, we talked about Emerson and Santa Rita as elementary schools, right? And so if you go to Emerson or Santa Rita, you are actually gonna be going to Goddard Junior High School. That's the thing you gotta think about. There's a little bit of a flow to this here, right? And if we look at Goddard's school rating, they're actually a 74, but that is the schools that you'll be feeding into. Now let's move on to high schools. The top high school here in our area, public high school, is actually going to be Legacy High School. They've got a 77 out of 100 rating, so just missing the B rating there. And then Midland High School has a 72 out of 100, so they've got a little bit of work to do in order to get into the B rating. Okay, so now let's move on to charter schools. So one of those is going to be the Midland Academy Charter School. They actually have an A rating. They have an A rating here. It's a very good school. Now this school, they're only gonna go through kindergarten all the way through 8th grade. Also says here that there are 363 students enrolled at the school at this time. So really good student to teacher ratio. This is one of the best rated schools that you will actually find in Midland, Texas. Now your next option as a charter school is actually gonna be Premier High School. All right, so you got Premier High School, and they're providing grades 9 through 12. So you're gonna be able to go from freshman all the way to high school. And as I look at this school here, their rating on texasschool.gov is 100 out of 100. And I mean, it does say on the website that alternative standards were used to rate this school, but the school has a 100 out of 100 school rating. Now, there's only 153 students enrolled here at this school, and there are only 5 full-time teachers, it says, at the school at the moment. So that is a 1 to 30 student to teacher ratio. This is just a good option for you, right? There are multiple options here in Midland that you can actually take a look at, and this school has very, very good ratings. So now we're gonna move on to private schools. All right, number 2 on this list is gonna be Midland Classical Academy. Now my heart is a little biased to this school because this is actually the school that my kids go to. So they've got an overall score of an A. They've got 192 students in grades 7 through 12. Now I will tell you that Midland Classical Academy, they've got two schools at Classical Academy. They've got the grammar school, which is going to be all the way up through 6th grade, and then they have the upper school, which is going to be 7th grade all the way through high school, 7th through 12th grade. It's a combination of homeschool and going to school. So at the grammar school, my kids, they do two days of school at home, and then they do 2 days of school at school, and then there's an optional day for them to actually go on Fridays as well. Okay, so what is meant by a classical education? Well, classical education is a learning system that takes into effect 3 different things. It's grammar, logic, and rhetoric. And really the difference is that classical teaching teaches kids to basically learn for themselves, and they don't teach towards a test like the STAR test or getting ready for a test or something like that. And then lastly here we have Midland Trinity. And actually Midland Trinity has the top grade out of private schools in Midland. They have an A+ rating, and it says they're top rated private school located in Midland with 665 students from pre-K all the way through 12th grade with a student ratio of 7 to 1. 7 to 1, that's crazy. Which obviously we know that when the student ratio is lower, that's usually correlates with a better education, right? At the Trinity School, they also provide a lot of sports as well. They've got almost the whole gamut of sports that your child would want to be able to do here. They've got cheerleading, cross country, track and field, football, tennis, volleyball, basketball, swimming, golf, baseball. So all of the major sports, you're going to be able to do them at all of the private schools that we've mentioned here in this video. Now, I do want to say that there are other options as well that are available. We've got Montessori schools here in Midland, but these are just a few, just a tip of the iceberg for you to see that there are a lot of options and there are good alternatives as well. So we've got public, charter, and private schools that you can look into. With that being said, now that you've found a school, you probably want to know what are the most fun things that you can do with your kids here in Midland, Texas. So you're probably going to want to check out this video, which is the top things to do with your kids here in Midland.